Do you want her to be addicted to your dick? Like full-blown, thinking about it at work, texting you, just come over, let's go for round 5 kind of addicted. Most guys think it's about size, the angles, the rhythm, for example. But the thing they miss, what they completely forget, is the part that actually gets her hooked. You don't want to end up losing her to a better man who watched this video, so listen up. I'm going to show you the exact strategy that I've taught thousands of men around the world, from athletes to entrepreneurs to the guys working at Walmart. This is the exact skill set that gets women physically and emotionally addicted to your sex, and could be the difference between you keeping your girl or not. And it won't be because of some magic trick, because you learn how to trigger her mind as well as her body in the same moment. If you want her coming back again and again, this is the only playbook that you'll ever need. So to start out, I'll give you the solution, then I'll go over how to achieve it. What's the number one way to make her addicted to your dick? Well, gents, you need to make her feel something that no other man ever has. Not with your penis, but with your presence. And I don't mean some fake alpha posturing or some corny line off the internet. I'm talking about the kind of energy that makes her feel completely exposed, desired, and safe. All at once, around you and only you. Because what actually makes her addicted is not how long you last, it's not some secret technique or acrobatic position. It's what happens in her nervous system when you connect her mind to her body at the exact same time. When she feels fully taken, but never disrespected. When she feels like she can lose control even though she's still completely safe with you. That's when her body starts making a memory, a chemical one. Oxytocin, dopamine, adrenaline, all mixed. You're literally wiring her brain to associate pleasure, safety, and chaos with you. And that imprint doesn't just fade. Her body starts to crave you, even when she doesn't want to. She's at work thinking about you. She's out with her friends comparing how different you are. She's waking up wet because her body remembers you. That's not game, that's science, and most guys miss out on it. I've taught this to high-profile athletes, stockbrokers who are constantly frustrated, and even men who are still struggling to find their way in business. It doesn't matter. Anybody can learn this. When you learn how to mentally anchor yourself into her body, you win every time. So if you're sitting there wondering, okay, well, how do I actually do that? Good, because the how is where most guys screw this up. You can't fake this, which is what people who only watch this far will try to do. If you know not just what to do, but how to do it and why it works, she's yours. Again and again. How do you actually make her addicted to your dick then? Not interested, not impressed, not, yeah, that was good. I'm talking hooked mentally, physically, and emotionally. It starts with your presence, and it gets built through the small things most guys will just overlook. Tip number 1, eye contact during the act is very crucial. This isn't about staring at her like some psycho and making her feel judged. It's about being there, being present and connected with her, sharing that experience. Every time you look away, you're signaling disconnection, a distraction, especially when you're doing it at incredibly intimate moments. Anxiety can get the better of us here, but it's about fighting through that and remaining completely comfortable with yourself. She has chosen to be here with you. Respect that by upholding your own confidence, not crumbling in front of her like you're still at the bar trying to pull. When you lock eyes in the middle of a stroke or right after you go deeper, you're telling her without words, you're mine. I'm right here. Most guys will look away or close their eyes completely when this happens, and women say it's so off-putting. That's the difference between sex that's good and sex that she thinks about 2 weeks later. Tip 2, control the tempo like a pro. Most men move too fast because they're either nervous or they're trying to perform. But addiction doesn't live in speed, it lives in the contrast. Slow, then fast again. Tell a story with your pacing. I said it's not just about rhythm, and it isn't. Anyone can sing, but very few can sing well. That isn't always natural. It can be trained. Yeah, it might exhaust you a bit if you're not in shape, or you may just want to get things over with. But if you're thinking like that, well, then you've got a ways to go, because what she's looking for is a narrative, a slow start, a quick trigger, a tense twist, a build up to that climax. You work up to the moment. It may seem weird, but do this enough and it becomes second-hand nature. You become a natural storyteller. Then when you feel her body open, give her a rhythm she didn't even know she needed. Make her wait, make her beg. All stories have a moment that seems futile, right? Just before everything goes to plan, you wait. So when you finally give it, that's when the obsession starts. Tip 3, say what's real in that moment. This isn't a acting gig. We're not talking scripts or lines. Hone in on real-time, honest, turned-on talk. You feel so good right now. I love how your body reacts when I touch you that way. The kind of talk that gets in her head, it becomes an internal dialogue. And if she hears it while she's climaxing, you're rewiring how her body feels about your voice. And that's not game, that is neuroscience. Everybody is unique, so really try to figure out what phrases, what words really get her going, because some just won't. A lot of women may even feel embarrassed discussing what they like being said or called in the bedroom. Can be cringe. Porn has kind of ruined that a bit. So being open about that, experimenting with how you communicate, and being open to honest real-time dialogue is one of the biggest ways men make progress with women. Being conscious of that moment's fragility, present, and how you both accept these moments together, you want to make her feel included. Tip 4, keep touching her after you finish. I've coached thousands of men, and on average, the biggest, most common moment of disconnect during intercourse takes place during that 5 minutes afterwards. The post-nut clarity, the pillow talk time. Guys will roll over, get quiet, grab their phone, leave to clean up without considering her. That's when you can lose her. She's experiencing clarity too, and in that moment she sees you as the most raw, animalistic version of yourself. This is when the imprint is truly made. Good in bed, but dismissive. That can backfire heavily. The body doesn't necessarily know the difference between sex and safety. It links the two together. So when you hold her, kiss her back, trace your fingers down her thigh, her nervous system says, this is where I feel safe. This is where I want to stay. That's how you turn a hookup into a craving. It's not hard to pluck up some conversation. You can be realistic and discuss the experience. You could chat about the future, plans, dates, romance, maybe even share a moment watching something together or discussing something. If you can't figure out how to converse with the woman you want, then you're going to fail big time here. Tip number 5, stay emotionally grounded. Always. When a woman feels like you can handle her emotions without reacting, that's rare. We don't all have sex the same way every time. We change, we evolve, we are dynamic in our mood and our emotions. If she's moody, anxious, playful, bratty, can you stay calm, confident, and clear-minded? She feels your masculinity on a primal level, even the way you interpret and react to her. It's not dominance necessarily, it's stability. She will test that to ensure her own security and choice of man. And that's the real aphrodisiac, because the moment she senses that nothing she says or does can throw you off, she starts to feel something she doesn't feel with other men. Freedom. You think it's the sex that hooks her. It's the way you handle her when you're not even inside of her. It's the way you look at her, the way you breathe, the way your energy doesn't change when she tests you. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you addictive. Those are the 5 big tips, but how do you improve on them? How do you get better at each of them? Well, if you've ever heard her say, I don't know what it is about you, I just can't stop thinking about it. This next part is the reason why. Because once you've got the basics down, it's the little upgrades that flip her brain chemistry to routine adoration. A lot of guys forget this too. One small shift in rhythm, one well-timed word, one unexpected move, you're improving on what she already thought was perfection. That's the she rewatches in her head when you're not around. The moments she wishes she could go 5 rounds in one night. If you want to level up from decent sex to unforgettable sex, it's not about doing more, it's about doing the small shit right, your rhythm. That's just your foundation, as we said. Even with a good story, reading her breathing, listening to how her body reacts and syncing with it like music. If she's holding her breath, slow down. If she moans and leans into you, stay right there. You don't change the song the second the crowd starts dancing. You ride that wave until she's shaking. With your voice, most guys don't say a single thing during sex, or they say too much, too goofy, too try-hard. You don't need a whole speech, just say the right thing at the right time. Lower your voice close to her ear with weight behind your words. Don't move. You feel that. Look at me. Short phrases, deep tone, like you mean it. She wants to feel claimed, not coached. Next, those micro adjustments during performance. This is the invisible game that goes on between your bodies. The slight shift of your hips, the subtle pull of her hair, the pause when she's right on the edge. The custom approach to her specific likes and dislikes, learning those and using those. Most guys go autopilot once they're in, like the job's already done. But this is where the craft comes in. You don't need to change the whole position, just adjust the angle, change the pressure, shift the pace. Take a moment to care about the art. Let her know you're tuned in and in control by doing this. Now here's a wild one. Scent. You want to leave a little imprint on her nervous system. Find a clean, distinct cologne and wear it only when you're with her. Her brain will tie that smell to every orgasm, every intense moment, and every time you've had her shaking in your hands. Next time she smells it, it's a flood of memories. You're back in her head again. Simple, but surgical. Another of the 5 senses providing pleasure just from being around her. And finally, novelty and aftercare. Do something she's never had done to her before. Not in a weird circus way, in a way that shows you've thought about her, you've considered her reactions, maybe in a way that no other man has read them. She may not even have had a chance to explore what she truly enjoys with other impatient losers. Change the setting, add blindfolds, whisper what you're going to do to her before you do it. Then when it's all over, don't just roll over and scroll, hold her, speak into her neck, let her body land somewhere safe. That's like the glue. That's what bonds the experience to her heart, not just her body. You've got the tips, the voice, the mindset, now the skill set. But you're still wondering, how does all of this turn into actual addiction? How do these moments, these touches, these words, these silences turn into something she feels in her body days after you've gone? The part that flips a good interaction into the guy she can't get out of her system is this. It's the way your voice drops right before you kiss her neck. It's the way you slow down when she expects you to speed up. It's the fact that you're not chasing orgasm, you're engineering obsession. She's not addicted to the penetration, she's addicted to what it represents. Power that's controlled, hunger that is disciplined, your eyes that don't flinch. Your body says, I want you, but your frame says, I don't need you. That balance, it makes her feel chosen, and women crave that more than climax. Use contrast. Be the guy who grips her thighs, tickles her to tease her, then kisses her forehead. Go hard, then hold her. Whisper filth, then trace her spine in silence. Flip her over, then slow it way down just to hear her beg for it. Every switch you make tells her body, this man can give me everything. The guys who blow her mind aren't louder, they're smarter. They track her breath, change pacing, even pause mid-stroke just to build up the tension. They listen to the pitch of her moans and adjust in real time. It's not dominance for dominance sake, it's leadership in the bedroom. Aftercare isn't a bonus, it's the fucking glue. Hold her, stroke her hair, tell her she was incredible. That's the shift that rewires her brain and stamps your name across her nervous system. That's the she tells her friends about when she says, no one's ever done that before. You want her to crave it like a drug? Stop trying to perform and start trying to connect. When a woman feels seen, claimed, and safe, it's game over. That's the kind of sex that haunts her in the best way possible. If your brain's spinning right now, good. That means you're actually listening. Because most guys hear this once, nod their head, and then go back to autopilot. But if you really paid attention, then you've got something most men never do. Let me tell you something else key too. The guys who get good at this, they don't wait for the moment they create it. They don't ask, was that good for you? They know it was because they felt it too. They study, they adjust, they lead with presence, not pressure. And they understand mastery in the bedroom bleeds into mastery in life. Because when you show up like that in bed, you start showing up like that everywhere. And women feel it before you even speak. This right here, this isn't a tip or a trick. This is your new playbook. So go use it. Be unforgettable. If this video helped you shift something in your mind or your body, subscribe, lock in, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep becoming the man she can't stop thinking about. Click that next video if you want to continue being unforgettable.